Hey everybody, and welcome to the Pedal Zone, and welcome to another episode of Tonal Teamwork, where we're going to be turning our guitars into awesome faux synthesizers, using fairly common effects types that you probably already have on your pedal board. Let's go! Wrong intro, sorry, let me just click this button here. We're currently living in the golden age of guitar synth pedals, with stellar releases like the Meris Enzo, the Earthquaker Devices Data Corruptor, their Bit Commander, and the Boss SY300. They are freaking everywhere, and I freaking love every single one of them. I've actually always been more into synthetic sounds than real guitar sounds. Hence I can't get enough of all the dedicated synth devices we have out there now, and I always have one on my pedal boards. But maybe you're not like me. Hopefully you're not like me. I'm a weird individual. So maybe you don't need a full-on synth device on your board. Maybe you just want to be able to pull out some synthetic swells or twinkling melodies from time to time during a set. Well, this is how you do it, using very common effects types. At its most basic, a synth consists of two components to make and shape sound: an oscillator and a filter. In this scenario, our guitar is our oscillator, and our amp and its EQ help shape the sound. But synths often have several oscillators going at once, all working at different intervals to create a more complex sound. To simulate that, let's start out with a pitch shifter. I'm using the Red Panda Tensor because I really like the way its pitch shifter sounds and tracks. But you can use whatever you have, although I do recommend using something that can do both octave up and octave down polyphonically. Synthesizers are usually also able to detune their oscillators for even wider, richer, and deeply organic sounds. To simulate this, I'll use one of my favorite analog chorus pedals, the Maxon Pack 9. Now, as mentioned earlier, a filter is a core component in a synthesizer, and a lot of synths let you control the filter via a low-frequency oscillator, also known as an LFO, seeing the filter sweep automatically from one frequency to another as you play the keys. We can approximate that with phaser pedals. I'm going to use the Earthquaker Devices Nightwire and its frequency LFO mode. You can also use wah pedals if you prefer manual filter sweeps, or envelope filter pedals if you prefer triggered filter sweeps. Synthesizers also use envelopes to control different aspects of its sounds, such as amplitude, which makes sounds automatically swell in as you trigger a note. Technically, you don't need a pedal to do this. You can just use the volume knob on your guitar to swell in the notes, but if you prefer to use your hands solely for playing, then you can use a volume pedal or an auto swell pedal. I prefer to use a volume pedal if possible. Amplitude can also be controlled via an LFO on a synth for steady rhythmical pulses. On guitar we can do this with tremolo pedals. I'm going to be using the Caroline Guitar Company Parabola. since I really like the sound of its waveform and its immense speed range. But you can use whatever tremolo pedal you like. A synth typically also lets you change the wave shape of your oscillators. With the guitar, we have no way of changing it on the instrument itself. But we can use fuzz pedals to turn that smooth, clean sine wave into a compressed and sustaining square wave. Big muff type fuzzes work really well for this. My personal fave is the KMA Dead Stag. It just sounds super rich and sustains like a boss. And finally, some synthesizers also have inbuilt delay or reverb effects to add extra dimension and rhythmical life to your sound. I'm going to be using my all-time fave for this, the Earthquaker Devices Dispatch Master. But hey, all of the synthetic magic isn't entirely hidden inside the pedals. So here's 2 extra tips for you that you can simply do with your guitar to sound more synthy. 1. Palm mutes and staccato playing. By making your playing more staccato, you emulate a very short decay envelope on a synth, giving you bouncy arpeggiator-like tones. And if you introduce some palm mutes once in a while, you also get a very effective and immediate filter to shape the overall sound. 2. Tone, slide, and sustain. The tone knob on your guitar is actually a very effective high-cut filter, which works wonders with fuzz pedals, effectively seeing you make that harsh square wave from the fuzz more round and fat. Combine that with sliding, sustaining notes, and you got some cool faux synth glides. And boom, we got ourselves some killer synthy sounds from fairly common effects types. Now let's check out some of those sounds in a musical context. And that, people, was all for me today, and I hope you learned something and that you want to go home to your pedal boards and start conjuring new, synthetic, sustaining soundscapes. If you did, then please consider hitting that subscribe button and telling your friends about my tiny channel. It would mean the world to me. Thank you for being awesome. Stefan, signing out.